Hey man, what's happening with it, man? We live Carbon 12 Boxing Club, man. We're gonna have an exclusive interview from Greg Hackett, man. One of the connoisseurs to the sport, man, of boxing. It's gonna be very monumental. Hey man, we got it, G. We got it, baby.
Yeah,
What's the word, man?
I'm chilling. You can hear me?
Yeah, for sure. A1, 4K.
All right, bet.
Hey man, shout out to first of all, let me just say, man, this is a great opportunity for me. I'm sitting over here at Carbon to a Boxing Club. I go by the name of Diego, and we got the legendary, to me, legendary. You know what I'm saying? I've been tapped in with the brother for about, I say about like 2.5 years now. And what's crazy, Greg, you know what I'm saying, before we get into the interview and everything, you know what I'm saying, I got familiar with you around about the same time that I got familiar with Boots. And
Mm,
courtesy of YSM, shout out to, everybody in Philly, you know what I'm saying, the whole team. And yeah, man, it was very great. You know what I'm saying? One of the, coming from somebody who's a part of a family that's into boxing and stuff like that, coming in the golden era to me, you know what I'm saying, the 90s, the pay-per-view, and just having a lot of brothers and getting hand to hand and stuff like that, and just to come across over the internet somebody else who, is in tune with the boxing but on a high IQ level. And it
mm,
was like hearing a family member talk, you know what I'm saying, when I would catch your interviews and stuff like that, my pops and all of them, you know what I mean, sitting around them, watching some,
right.
talking about some of the old OGs in the sport, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, just to see you transition. I remember when you didn't even have your channel, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
see you grow. I'm a content creator myself and in many different, areas. So I know how it could be difficult, you know what I'm saying, on the journey and just getting
Mm,
familiar, you know what I mean, with certain things because we're not really internet guys like that. So just making the transition. And I just appreciate you for allowing me to have the opportunity to be able to interview you and, having some patience with me too. Cause, I'm 35 going on 75, bro. So I'm still
yeah, I'm the
on this
same way.
and
Yes.
congratulations to you coming fresh off your live with Shakur Stevenson, man. A great
Yeah,
live,
I
so
appreciate that, man.
for sure, man. So yeah, once and only, you know what I'm saying? We're not once and only, but definitely we got live right now. GHB TV. Let them know, man, what you got going on. What's the handle? You know what I'm saying?
I mean GHB TV on YouTube, Greg Hackett 86 on Instagram, Greg Hackett on Facebook, Greg Hackett 215 on X, Greg Hackett 86 on TikTok. You know what I mean? I'm a boxing coach out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, professional fighter. I think I had, yeah, well, not think, but I had 27 professional fights, 16 amateur fights. Um, I've been coaching for the last 12 years. Like I said, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, just, having fun, man. Trying
Word
to
up.
work.
Word. So we're gonna get into the interview because I don't want to hold my man's up too late. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a family man, ain't kicking ass. You know what I'm saying? When necessary. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make sure. And I seen you messing around with boot, man. You're elevating, Greg. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing. But the first question I want to ask, and it's a two-way question, so I'm gonna kind of slow roll it. You know what I'm saying, for the people and myself. You know what I mean? Because I'm a spectator as well. But it says pretty much, where are you from? And how was the upbringing of your environment?
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I came up rough, man, to be honest. I mean, I had my good times as a kid, just being a kid. But my mother, she had four sons. I'm the oldest. So just as quickly as I, became a kid, I became like an adult. You know what I mean? Because I had to look after my little brothers at a young age. You know what I mean? So you I mean, my upbringing, I seen some things I shouldn't have seen and I had some fun. You know what I mean? But would I take it back? Nah. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't take it back. You know what I mean?
Word up, man. And then, continuing on with the question, and who and what exactly in that environment influenced you to get involved in the sport of boxing?
My first interaction with boxing that I can remember back in the day, they used to have these gloves that was like computer signed by Sugar Ray Leonard, and
Word.
My dad bought me this workout. It was like a workout station where it had a basketball court, it had a locker, and it had on the other end was like a speed bag for boxing, and then he bought me two pair of gloves to come with it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So my first experience with boxing was that, and then being in the gym with my dad. My dad had a few amateur fights, and I remember to this day going to the gym with him a few times and
Mm.
watching him train. I watched him spar, and I even watched my dad fight when I was younger. But um, between the ages of like maybe 5 years old and 12, I had never really been in the gym, consistently. So I got back in the gym at 12 years old, and that's when I really saw what it was for myself. And I mean, I fell in love, the minute I walked in there.
Word. Word. That's beautiful, man. So we're gonna move
Mhm.
to the next question. You know what I'm saying? At what exact age did you get involved in boxing, and what is something you feel was it something that you felt came naturally to you? So pretty much, when did you get introduced to boxing? I mean, you kind of got into it briefly, but you know what I'm saying. When did you get into it, and did it actually feel natural to you, as far as the process and transition and getting introduced into boxing?
I mean, it was natural to me because being in Philadelphia, um, fighting is just like second nature. Everybody fight. Everybody. The grandmothers fight. The grandfathers fight. The aunts and uncles fight. The parents fight. Everybody fight. So that part was natural to me. But being able to be in a sport where it was organized and seeing that you can, like, one of my craziest memories is walking in the gym, Waterview Recreation Center, and I looked to my right, and on the mat was blood. And I asked the coach, I'm like, "Yo, that's somebody blood right there?" He like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "You could really go crazy in this joint." He said, "Man, you could knock a man out and you won't go to jail for it." And I
Mm,
said, and I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Yeah, this is like what I want to do. I like
word.
it."
For sure, man. Hey, we're gonna move to the next one, man. We're keeping it moving. So, who are your
Mhm.
5 favorite fighters in the sport of boxing that you would say have influenced you style and even knowledge wise on your journey to become a boxer?
So you mean like my all time shit?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um, I'm gonna say James Toney is always my number one favorite guy.
Okay.
Pernell Whitaker, he was the most exciting guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, what's my guy from New York, Puerto Rican kid, Spanish Harlem,
Mm.
Camacho,
Come on.
Camacho.
Yeah, yeah. Facts.
Camacho was the most to me like the flashiest guy. He had fun, and he could box you and beat you up too at the same time. You know what I
Facts.
mean? So those three guys starting off, and then Mike Tyson was just a guy that you gotta love Mike Tyson.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
he breaking people up. You know what I mean? And he making it look good because he's smaller than them. So Mike Tyson, and then I'm gonna say Roy Jones. Roy Jones just was the complete package. And he was doing things that you wouldn't even imagine trying in the ring. You know what I mean? So of course Roy Jones.
Hey, man, that's a nice lineup too. Nice 5 piece. You feel what I'm saying? So moving on
Hmm.
from there, taking your first loss in the sport, at what age was it, and how do you feel it shaped or impacted your mind continuing on your boxing journey as a boxer slash trainer?
Oh man, I took my first amateur loss in my second amateur fight. I was dealing with a girl, and she came to my house earlier that day. She found out my mom wasn't home. She asked me, "Was my mom home?" And I'm like, "Nah." And at the time, I was a virgin. Uh,
Mm,
I was 15. She came to my house, and we had sex. We did before the fight,
mm,
and
mm,
what I learned was like, that'll definitely get you beat up. You know what I mean? Because I went into the ring that night like probably with like 30% of what I have. You know what I mean?
mm,
And it didn't go well for me. And I end up getting stopped, not because the guy just not because he destroyed me or anything. It was like after the first round, my heart was racing so fast because I couldn't keep him off of me. I didn't have the strength. And
mm,
my heart was pounding through my chest. and I remember turning around and looking at my cousin. He had like this disgust feeling, like, what the fuck? He was like, I just watched you fight and you fought a guy bigger than that and you beat him. He's like, what's going on? And I was so embarrassed to say what happened. You know what I mean? And I learned the lesson there, but you know what I mean, my discipline always wasn't the best discipline. I'm gonna keep
Mm.
it real. Discipline wise, I wasn't always the best.
So do you feel like, I mean, of course, you older now. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that, you reflect and have some times of reflection to where you felt like, all right, damn, if I want to tighten up and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Back then, I could have evolved and took it to the next level. Do you feel like you carry that energy when it comes to you training, your fighters now? You know what I'm saying? Being that like you could have really, because you know what I'm saying? I see what you got going on,
Yeah,
and
I mean, now, training fighters, I let them know everything is that you can do possibly wrong. I let them know that I did those things so I can identify with them. So you can't.
right.
I really don't have a problem not dealing with you anymore. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I really ain't for that because I understand being a coach. The the real ultimate goal, we all want to win a championship. But for real, the real ultimate goal is for you to make it back home to your family.
mm,
I never want to be a coach and I have to be in somebody's corner and they get killed or they get hurt really bad and I have to go back to their family and tell the story. I don't want
right.
to be that. I don't want to be that guy. So I take it very seriously, being a coach for sure.
Mm. Hey man, y'all gotta tighten up. Greg gonna get you right, man. Make sure you tap in if you're in the Philly area. Tap in with your boy Hack, man. So we're gonna move to the next question. So from older to new generational boxers, who would you say offered the best blueprint for the coach on how to become a great talent to the sport of boxing on and off camera?
I would say this. It depends on what you physically and mentally are able to do. Like, all right, I can't expect Oscar De La Hoya to be Bernard Hopkins. But you see how their careers collided,
Yeah, facts.
but they was two different type of guys.
Mm-hmm.
I would never ask for Bernard to act like De La Hoya. I would
Mm,
never ask for De La Hoya to act like Bernard. So the one thing that was said earlier on the live with Shakur, you got to be yourself. You know what I
right.
mean? So the one thing I would say is definitely be yourself. Tune into your skills. Tune into your abilities, and also tune into the things you're not so good at and get better at them. And really just, go out there and be a student for the rest of your life because what happens to fighters is once they get so smart, they think they know everything, they stop learning, and then something new jump in their face and they can't control it.
Mm.
They don't know what to do with it.
Okay, okay. Great answer, G. So we're gonna move to the next one. Who would you say was better, Pernell Whitaker,
Mhm.
Floyd Mayweather, or James Toney defensively though?
I mean, defensively is easy. It's Purnell.
I knew
Cause
it.
cause Purnell will put himself in situations you wouldn't imagine being in and getting out and then like having a ball in the ring. Now all three of those guys had fun, but I feel like the actual list is Purnell number one, James Tooney number two, and Floyd number three. I
Hey,
say,
you know
huh?
who else too? G, it's I can't remember what country he's from, but Nick I think his
Oh,
name.
Nicolino Loche.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, bro.
yeah, Mr. Untouchable.
Yeah, Mr. Facts. Legendary, man. Yeah.
I think he is from like Venezuela or something.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, yeah, definitely. He was cold, man. Slept
Yeah.
on a person. And you know what I did I enjoyed too about the live that you had with Shakur, that I appreciated him saying. And I think when I had came on your live last time, which was my first time coming on, as far as actually being on the panel, Shakur, I had pointed out how a lot of these kids now in the new generation don't watch film. And
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like that was like a fresh breath of air hearing him say that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And when I look at I seen him fight Oscar, not Oscar, Oscar De La Hoya, but Oscar Valdez. And
Valdez, yeah.
at the end he ran around the ring, and I was like, why the fuck he do that? But I felt like that energy he had was more into like, ah, nigga, you can't hit me. I feel
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It made him. I feel like Shakur is one of them of the new generation. Like he learned the loopholes and the hacks, and he doesn't mind y'all saying what y'all saying. As long as he gets the dub, like he's
Hmm.
gonna spam that motherfucking like, you know what I mean? Like he's so, and I say that to say because he watches films, he knows what it takes to win. He has his grandfather in his corner, and it's just a beautiful thing to see a lot of fathers, whether it be grandfathers, you know what I'm saying, in the corner of some of our black fighters now. So I appreciated him definitely saying that he watched film because, man,
Hmm.
as somebody who works with a lot of highlights and stuff like that and editing content, man, I
Yeah.
see little small things when I just seen Tyson the other night, man. I didn't even know. I seen a fight, one of his earlier fights where he fought, and he switched to southpaw. It was like his first.
Hmm.
They even said that they seen him switch to southpaw, and it's just
Hmm.
like those small things like that. When you get to see it, or that you may not even knew that was going on. You know what I'm saying, when you watching film. So to hear him say that, and him being a part of the new generation, hopefully that'll become trendy again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely appreciated that. But
Well, shit.
so you saying you going with Pernell?
Yeah, Pernell my number one defensively.
Okay. Word, 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 word. All right, so let me get your top five trainers of all time. Mm,
I mean that's tough, man, because a lot of great trainers came out of Philadelphia, and a lot of people don't know. Like, all right, for instance, we got a trainer named Fred Jenkins. He's still alive to this day.
mm,
He had David Reed and Zaire Rahim come out of the same gym, both become Olympians
mm.
the same year. That's tough.
Word, word.
Um, he had his first world champion when he was only 26 years old.
Mm.
And I think the fighter was 23, Charlie Choo Choo Brown.
So
You
hold
know what I
on.
mean?
The trainer was 26?
Yeah. Fred was only 26 and Charlie Brown was like 23.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
jewel on me.
Yeah, so we got guys like that, man. And he bred a lot of guys. Um, so I'm gonna say Fred Jenkins. I'm gonna say Eddie Futch.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say Freddie Roach.
Okay.
So Fred Jenkins, Eddie Futch, Freddie Roach. Um, it's a lot of them, bro. Um,
Ben, I know Benton on there.
yeah, George Ben. Yeah, you can go Georgie. I mean, it's a lot of trainers, man. I don't want to disrespect nobody. Jimmy Arthur from Philly. It's a lot
Mm.
of guys. You know what I mean? So I don't want to disrespect nobody, but yeah, it's a lot of work out here.
And shout out to the Jenkins, man. You know what I'm saying? Give him his flowers, man. It's a lot of brothers that don't put a lot of work into the sport, man. So I'm glad
And
you.
I'm
Hey.
And I'm gonna tell the truth, like, bro, like when you get a champion, a champion, a real guy, like who got special qualities, you even gotta have a special person around them that's coaching them. You know what I mean? So these things don't just happen because somebody's talented. Like you could be a talented coach. That don't mean you're gonna get the product walk through the
Word.
door. You know what I
Facts.
mean? You could somebody gotta walk through the door that really want it. Cause that's one thing that it come down to. You gotta want it. If they don't want it, they're not gonna be there. There's plenty of guys who they big guys, they strong guys, they fast, but they don't really want to fight. I mean, a lot of people don't really want to fight. That's not
So
how they
how
want to
how
make their
often
money.
do you feel it is like the likelihood of coming into like a fighter like Boots or like you got Jabril right now? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you see a lot of brothers come, young brothers come through, passing through the gym, and maybe they may show some promise for a couple months or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Like, how do what is it that it factor that you see, or do you go looking for that? How do you manage your time far as, making sure that because I know you don't play, you know what I'm saying? Far
Yeah.
as like you'll cut some, and make your move. So was it something that happened that got you to that process, or was it something naturally that just comes to you where you like, I ain't bullshitting, so y'all, keep it moving if you're gonna waste my time? Like, what does that
I
look like?
mean, I mean, they first like when you look at Boots, like Boots is like a well groomed, like well like put together fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he got like the perfect genetics for a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Like the long arms, the height. You know what I mean? To be able to make 147 pound comfortably, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it looked like he be going through it a lot, but that's every fighter. You
Right.
know what I mean? But the mindset, the work ethic, the talent, the gifts, like that's hard to get. That's very hard to get. The discipline, that's very hard. Brill is very hard because Brill is just a rough. He's just a mean dog off the
Right.
street.
Right.
Brill didn't both got qualities, you know what I mean, that you love about fighters. And I think the I think the similarity, they both like hurting people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They really
Mm.
somebody like to hurt people. And not in a mean way, not in a way where he picking on people. But when he
Right.
get in that ring, he want to do damage. And
Yeah.
he really mean it though. He'll even take a shot to get his shot off. Or either
Mm.
he'll get hit with a good shot and won't look at it like disrespect, but at the same time look at it like that, like whoa. Like,
Right.
not like start a fight with the guy right then and there, but you know what I mean, he gonna pick it up.
Right.
Those are some of those qualities. And I mean, I don't know how often those things come around, man. I feel like it's really the combination. It's the trainer and and the fighter and the trainer. It gotta happen together.
Mm. Hey man, legendary. We got Greg Hackett here, man. GHBTV. We moving the questions, man, because I know my man's got his baby over there. You know what I'm saying? Full time pops. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, kicking ass on the side. So we gonna move to the next. And we got, what's your opinion on fighters taking PEDs, and what measures would you recommend to test companies like VADA to implement into their process of securing fighters and preventing illegal steroid usage in the sport of boxing? Mm.
And also, when fighters get caught, like really get caught, I think they should be just banned from the sport.
Mm. Let me ask you this question, G. And I wanted to ask you on your panel, but sometimes other personalities get in the way. So I'm glad we one on one with it. Now, NUA. I know everybody loves NUA. I don't want to throw no salt on NUA name, but I something in my spirit. When Mayweather was originally supposed to fight Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like something was weird about that type of shit. I'm don't want to take nothing away from NUA's glory, but I'm just saying, like, if niggas is testing positive for PEDs over here, you had Cool Boy go over there. I felt like I wish Cool Boy would have stayed over here and fought him, but for whatever reason, I ain't into the business, so I don't know. You got to take your opportunities too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Boy for doing that. But I don't know. In my spirit, I'm just calling it here first, and I'm not trying to drag you into the answer. But do you think that would be far fetched if it came out that possibly that NUA could be on something like that? Being that I don't know what their system is over there in Japan, as far as fighting goes, or the politics. Mm. Hmm. Word. Facts. And that's where my mind going with it, G. And I know you can't, niggas, oh, you bro, you hating, you know what I mean? They bring the race into the shit. And I'm just saying, if we got American fighters over here testing positive, surely, like you say, man, they got the Shaolin monk type shit. Nigga might get stabbed with a needle. You know what I'm saying? Come in there juiced up. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to, take nothing away from him, in the Fulton situation. But like I said, I wish Cool Boy, for everything that Cool Boy had, you know what I'm saying, the accolades, the streak that he was on. I
Yeah,
respect him even more because he didn't have to put that shit on the line. And who's to say if that didn't run through his mind, but just that dog in him and taking that opportunity to go over there. And I just find it funny that anyway hasn't been over here really. And I at least get at the
yeah,
pack, what I'm saying, Manny. You know what I'm saying? They threw that kind of on him, but Manny was over here fighting, you know what I'm saying, at least, So I just kind of question that and wanted to always get your opinion on that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I
No, I
appreciate
mean, I wouldn't say you too far fetched though, bro. I mean, you just can't. You can't. like you can't neglect anything though. You can't be like, oh no, that couldn't happen, or no, why would that happen? Like, no,
Right.
just don't think about it like that.
Okay, word, word. Appreciate that, G. So we gonna move to the next question. What sparked your interest into becoming a trainer?
I just was in the gym one day. I was just working out, but I kept seeing these kids. Like some of these kids was they had a little bit of they had a little bit of talent with them, and
Hmm.
I'm like these little dudes be working hard, and I'm
Right.
like, but they needed some help. You know what I mean? They needed somebody to really hype them up about fighting. So I was like, started running around the gym. Like, yo, man, y'all need to get ready to fight, man. Y'all little dudes can fight. You know,
Right.
let's put a team together. I'm saying to the other coaches, let's put a team together. Let's put a team together. And next thing you know, like a few months later, we had like 9 guys in the Golden Gloves, and I think 2 of them won the championship.
Mm.
So it was like, I mean, it was off from there. And I wasn't the head coach or nothing like that. I was just running around, patting guys up, you know, because at that time I'm still fighting and shit like that. And I was young. I was like 26. You know what I mean? I'm patting guys up, I'm having fun, talking
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? And one thing led to another. And then like a year later, I was coaching a pro fighter.
Mm. And see, that's really what I'm kind of wanted to do too, Greg. Like, far as like how you say, just messing around. I love boxing, bro. I always been into it. My mother's into it. My pops, I got 6 brothers. We all into it.
Yeah.
I lived in Denver, Colorado, so I trained with Ron Lau. I don't know if you. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm saying. I trained with him for like a year and a half, and then
He
he
was
ended
a
up.
heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fought Ali in I think it was the '60s or something like that. He had fought
Yeah.
Ali. Yeah, so I had got opportunity to work with him and stuff, and I, had my kid and stuff. I wasn't trying to go pro, but I love the
Right.
sport, bro. And even so much to when I got into like editing content and stuff like that with the highlights and just
Yeah.
grew up watching film. You know what I'm saying? Pay-per-view, like that was our shit. You know what I'm saying? Boxing was lit in the 90s. I'm
Yeah.
35. You know what I mean? But I try to reach out to certain people here. I'm in Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? So, try to get into certain gyms. I'm like, hell, I'll come to this motherfucker sweep the floor up. I just want to be around that environment. It's kind of like they closed in a little bit. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think my IQ, I'm not no, of course not no top-notch trainer. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not even something I really pursue, but I love the sport. And
Hmm.
I work with my daughters. I got a 15-year-old and a 4-year-old. I'm currently working with my 4-year-old too. But I'm saying just a passionate about the game and just watching it and just I'm
Right.
saying it's like at some point even I could just get into doing the mitts and something like that. I just want to be involved with it, but it's kind of
Right.
a little bit difficult, in the area I'm at. And I don't know, what I'm saying, what exactly is if it's the politics or whatever, if they want you to sign up for a membership or whatever, but yeah, I get it. But to hear, what I'm saying, your story, you know what I mean, encourages me because at some point I do want to open my own gym out here and make
Mhm.
Atlanta one of, what I'm saying, bring some because we ain't really had nothing boxing major since Tank came out here. And I think he
Mhm.
fought Gamboa or somebody like that out here. So,
Mhm.
we had Evander back in the day and stuff like that out here. But yeah, just trying to, make it a staple out here. And we got some nice gyms. We got Mustafa, a couple different people out here. But I want
Right.
to do something like how you said, like, incorporate, we had the YMCAs and a lot of that shit saved the black youth when we was coming up. Taking
Right.
these kids off the street that was fighting and shit and putting them in gyms. So, I want to do something like that just because I feel like it ain't just so easy to walk in the gym and they like shit, nigga, you trying to get punched on, or what you trying to do? You know what I mean? And I'm more into something like I said. I want to work with the IQ or maybe strength and conditioning, something like that. But it's gonna
Yeah.
come. It's neither here nor there though. But it's gonna come. So I appreciate you dropping that on me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the next question. What have you found to be the most difficult part at times of being a trainer?
Making guys really believe in themselves.
Mm,
Like you would be surprised how many guys they don't believe in themselves. They really don't. They do as long as it's in their favor.
hmm.
But the second they think, you know what I mean, they could lose or get beat bad or something, yeah, they come up with everything, bro. All types of shit. And you be like, bro, do you understand who you are? Do you understand how hard you work? Do you understand how good you are as a fighter? Like, come on, bro. But yeah, that would be toughest thing to deal with for me.
So you
Uh,
psychology, the psychology is it? Because I hear people say that it's more of a mental sport. You know, what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
The psychology is pretty much what you're saying is very very important.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah.
Okay, okay, we got a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap it up, man. But what have you found to be the most okay, excuse me, my bad, that's the wrong question. What was the best generation of boxing in your opinion, G? As of up to date. Mm,
That's tough, man. That's tough. That's a great question for sure. That's a
mm.
great question. But bro, can you imagine? All right, can you imagine it being like the 50s and you've been going to work and you like, I just need to make some extra money. And you could just take a fight. And then you find out you could fight a little bit, like really fight. And the next thing you know, you probably the best fighter in the world, or one of them.
Yeah,
That's what the 50s was
right,
like the 40s, 50s, the 60s. You know what I mean? The 70s, the 70s, they started getting a little flashy. You know
right.
what I'm saying? The times was changing. But I couldn't really say what was the best time because I wasn't there. But for me, probably like the 50s would have been the best time for me, 50s, 60s, because they was just getting busy. They wasn't it wasn't about who was the cutest and all that. I mean, you had your characters, but I mean, it was just a lot of dogs running around, bro. A lot
So
of dogs.
if you got a Sunday off and they say, gee, you can't go nowhere. We trapping you in a house. We need you on film duty, and we need you to pick what generation, whether it be the '90s, the pay-per-view era. We got the Four Kings in the what was it, the '80s or was it the '70s? I'm not
That was the 80s.
'80s, right? Like which catalog would you go to? You know what I'm saying? Like what it we'll say from the '70s to early 2000s, maybe. What generation would you go to watch film on? You know what I'm saying? Preferably, or like you just find yourself getting lost and watching if you watch film. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, it would be the 70s.
Mm,
It would be the 70s, man. It's a lot of raw talent running around. And Ali, yeah, Ali is Ali, but it's a lot of other guys that's running around this time. I mean, I don't know, man, because I'm kind of like I'm a real old school dude when it comes to boxing. And
right.
like I said, if I can go back before the 70s, I would.
Yeah, you
You know
took
what I
it to
mean?
G.
Because it was a lot of rumbling. You gotta understand, dudes was fighting under fake names so they could make more money.
Facts, facts.
You know what I'm saying? He got nigga, he just fought earlier today under his name. Then he got somebody else ID card, which didn't have your picture on it. It was
Right.
just your signature, whatever else. And I'm gonna fight under his name. That's how they said Ray Robinson got
Yeah,
his name.
yeah. I was just gonna say Ray Robinson, definitely. Yeah,
So come on, bro. Think
yeah.
about it. You trying to feed your family. You know what I mean? You fight under somebody's name, and now you known as that, and then now you own half of a block of Harlem, something like that. That's
So,
crazy.
based off of that, would you say that they had it more difficult back then, or is it more easier now? Oh shit.
I think it was easier then. You
Mm,
know why? Because everybody right now is striving for something that's really not real.
mm,
It's not a real thing for real. They
mm,
striving to be the best, and the things they're being asked to do is not a guarantee that that's going to put you in that spot. You know what I
but
mean? Rolly did a lot of running his mouth. He had fun, but Tank got him out of here, man. Tank is the real thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Different. Some guys are the real thing, and then some guys are just like characters that they build up to put out here, but they're
But
not the real thing.
you know what's interesting about that, G, and I ain't gonna hold you too much long. We got a couple more questions, but to that comment you just said, I felt like Rolly actually had a great personality, and I felt like he could have kept it going after that loss with Tank, just based off of the antics.
No, that's cool,
They all good
but
kind of situation.
no, that's cool, right?
Uh,
But my thing is, he can't fight. He can't really fight. I mean, you can fight. He's strong,
yeah,
and he awkward, but you're not really that mean.
yeah, yeah. You facts, facts. Facts.
You ain't really like that. You're not no scary dog. Like you ain't like
Yeah.
nah.
The talent ain't there.
Nah, it ain't something that I'll be like, oh my God, Rolly. I mean, you just gotta be ready. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Gotta
damn.
be ready.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the last question, man. We got GHB TV, the legendary, the phenomenal Greg Hackett on Carbon 12 Boxing Club, man. It's been an honor,
Appreciate
pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let my man catch some Z's, you feel what I'm saying? But you could definitely catch me on his platform or, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue to grow and build. You know what I'm saying? I'm full
you.
support, brother. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this last question before we wrap it up. You know what I mean? Who would you say ran the 90s pay-per-view wise? Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, or once again, Floyd Mayweather?
Pay per view, Mike Tyson in the '90s because Mike Tyson was selling all over the world, bro.
Uh,
Mike Tyson had his own video game. Mike Tyson had plenty of commercials, all types of shit. So
mm,
I'm gonna definitely say Mike Tyson.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Mike, Roy definitely was doing his thing too, but yeah, I had man, Mike, you couldn't miss Mike. I remember as a shorty, I seen Mike knock a nigga out in 20 seconds, man. Got him
Yeah,
out. Like I went to go grab the I think back then it was the fucking what was the pizza we was eating? The Domino's was crazy
yeah.
back then. Nigga went to go grab a slice and I came back, the shit was over with. I'm like, oh, I never had no shit like that ever, bro. I was like, damn,
Real rap,
moment that lives with me,
real
like
rap,
literally was there and missed the fight. Like that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
real
So
rap.
fight, man, And but yeah, man, we had the legendary man. And I just want to tell you, Greg, man, you are gonna be like the next big motherfucker when it comes to this commentating shit, man. Like
Hey
for real.
man, I
Put 10
appreciate that.
business, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna no salt to Tim Bradley, but I'm just saying, like, man, we
Yeah,
got a deal right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Greg Hackett, pulled up on me, man, Carbon 12 Boxing Club. It's a
yeah,
privilege, honor, and a pleasure, man, to have you on here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And, hopefully you continue to grow and evolve and I get to be here to see it. You know what I'm saying? And we meet each other at the top.
For sure. I appreciate you, gang.
You know it, man. As always, man. Make sure y'all follow Greg, man. GHBTV. You know what I'm saying? Do it now before y'all get on the train later and be like, damn, he told me to follow him. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all
Hmm.
tap OG. I call him OG. He ain't no old head, but he an OG for sure in the boxing world. He like 80 in the brain. So you know yeah, but I definitely appreciate it, G, and I'm gonna definitely tap in with you and come and support you and just whatever endeavors you got going on, brother, man. And if you ever come to the A, I'm from Jersey, Newark, so it was crazy to have Shakur on there, you know.
Right.
But yeah, anytime you come to the A, man, we got Ma Do. She gonna hook you up with some food or something, man. We're gonna get you right. You know what I
No, I
mean?
appreciate that. I got some family down there too. I definitely need to come down there.
Oh yeah, man. As soon as you tap in, man, we linking up, we pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And we'll fellowship, man, and put something together too.
My man, I appreciate you.
Hey man, you know what, G man. Appreciate you, man. Until next
Yep.
time, Boxing Club GHB TV, man. Y'all tap in, man.
Yep. Appreciate you. Thank you.
You know it, fam.